YouTube, what's going on? It's Taisophon, and I'm coming at you guys with another video. I wanted to give my thoughts about the whole Harada racism situation and how a Twitter user ended up making one of the worst takes I've seen on the site in a while. So first off, we have a user that goes by Unapologetically Black that adds Harada saying the only reason why Eddie Gordo hasn't been revealed yet is because the creators of Tekken are racist and don't care about black characters or dark-skinned people. So it's going to be a while until the real fighters come out instead of these white Latins and Asians. Now, this is just a very bad take, and here's a couple of reasons why I think it is. First off, Tekken has had multiple black or dark-skinned characters that represent black people or dark-skinned individuals such as Bruce, Raven, Leroy, Eddie himself, and even Tiger from Tekken Tag 2. Showing that they do care enough about black people to even put these characters in the game in the first place. Second of all, a lot of this information can be found with a simple Google search. All you have to do is go on Google, type in black characters in Tekken, and voila, there you go. Which makes this take even worse than before. Another user responds and says, "So is this the part where we pretend that Leroy and Raven never existed?" Unapologetically Black replies with, "Bro, I don't care about these new black characters. I'm talking about Bruce and Armor King," and goes on in the comments saying that Leroy should be DLC and that they miss Bruce and Armor King. What the fuck are you even saying, and what the fuck is wrong with you? All of this started to make me think that the reason for this take wasn't because Harada and the Tekken developers were racist, but because they couldn't get their precious little Bruce or their precious little Armor King into the main roster for Tekken 8. And probably can't fathom the fact that these characters might be DLC instead. Harada responds to Unapologetically Black by saying, "If you think you can just claim anything that way and it'll pass, you are mistaken," which is gold because what does Harada tell us time and time again?
I'm very upset. I'm very upset. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up and sit the head down! And don't ask me for shit, okay?
You're not gonna get Harada to budge one bit by using racism as the main argument for why the characters that you want didn't make it into the roster of Tekken. Harada also says in the same post, "Leroy and Raven will kick your ass," which shows that he's acknowledging that they have two black representatives in the main roster already. Harada finishes this with, "Come to think of it, there are no Japanese characters in American dramas and movies that I love, but I never felt discriminated against because of it. What do you think is the crucial difference between you and me? I'm sure you don't understand. You are not logical at all, and you are simply a delusional person who doesn't even realize that even if it were in an emotional argument, it doesn't make sense." Pretty much, Harada is saying that some of his favorite American movies don't even have characters that represent him as a Japanese individual, but that doesn't stop him from finding enjoyment in the media that he's consuming. He doesn't just jump to conclusions and says that it's probably racism why he doesn't see characters that represent himself. I love this statement from Harada because it shines a light on the many problems that I see in the black community nowadays. I've noticed that a lot of the Asian community tends to not really care about being included in other people's media. They tend not to go looking for a problem where there's none to be found. The Asian community always finds a way to love themselves, even when nobody else loves them. They don't have this strange desire to be accepted into other people's community and just kind of stay in their lane, if that makes sense. On the other hand, I've noticed that in the black community, we tend to want to be accepted and included in everybody's media, video games, movies, etc., etc. I like to call it the "what about me" syndrome. Some of us have a hard time enjoying things and finding the beauty in stuff that don't have representatives of black people in it, and we'll be quick to call racism as a solution to that. I remember years ago when Final Fantasy VII Remake was gonna release, and there were a lot of people on the internet saying that Barrett from that game was a poor representation of black people and that he's just a walking stereotype. I can understand this angle as some of us don't want to walk around having the stereotype of being loud, proud, and a big scary black guy attached to us. But I think Square Enix did a very good job on repping black people with Barrett, as he's a good father to Marlene. He's very kind, he's very gentle with her, willing to give his life for her, protecting her at all costs. The other characters in the game like Tifa, Cloud, and the rest of Avalanche all looked up to Barrett and respected him as their leader, always seen as reliable by his peers. You know, all of this just proves that Japanese developers actually do black people justice in their games, and they care about black characters outside of whether the game has black characters in it or not. I've been playing a lot of Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising lately, and that game barely has any black or dark-skinned characters in it. And just like Harada, I didn't find it offensive. I didn't think it was racist. Would I like to see a black representative in the game? Sure, that would be cool, but I don't go around making huge claims calling developers racist. I still find enjoyment in the game regardless. And if anything, Tekken 8 does a decent job with the racial diversity in the game in my opinion. And I'm sure Harada, along with the development team, tries their best to make this franchise the best that it can be for all people to enjoy. If you agree with anything I said, let me know in the comment section down below. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you want to keep up with more of my videos, hit the subscribe button. This has been Taisophon, and I'm out, people. Later.